It's so small, like my finger, same size.
It'll just pop right in, and there we go. We got a really cool view profile with this. Hey guys, what's going on? Tool Cruise here, and today we're going to be testing out a new action camera from Insta360. This is the latest update in their Go series action cameras, which is one of the tiniest action cameras on the market. And this version here, this is the Insta360 Go 3S. This is the smallest 4K action camera, and this thing is pretty crazy that we can get 4K out of this camera. So the Go series from Insta360 is their tiny little action camera series. We actually have the second edition of the camera. This is the Go 2, and it comes in this little tiny case here. You can see this is the camera itself. It's one of the tiniest action cameras on the market. And the latest version here, there's actually two different versions. We've got the original Go 3, which came out a little while back, and more recently, they just announced this. So both the Go 3 and the Go 3S, they share pretty much the same camera body. The Go 3S just has a little extra performance. It can shoot up to 4K. The Go 3 only shoots up to 2.7K, which already is a huge jump from the original Go 2. But they share the same camera body. So with this new camera body here, it looks more like a traditional action camera. We've got the screen in the back, we've got the lens in the front, but it still has all the nice features of the compact Go camera. So we can remove the camera like this, and it's still got the same profile and small compact design like we had with the Go 2. And putting them side by side here, you can see that it did increase in size just a little bit. And one of the biggest weaknesses with the old design is you didn't have a preview screen, so you couldn't tell what you were filming. And with this new one, you can see we got the screen in the back. So not only with the screen can you see what you're recording, it's a flip screen, so you can put it in selfie mode like this. And the screen is also wirelessly connected to the camera. So when you're pointing the camera, if you got it mounted on your helmet, if you got it mounted on your chest or on your bike or whatever, you can have a live view of what you're recording directly on the screen here, wirelessly, remotely, and that's a really cool feature that we're going to be demonstrating in today's test ride. All right, delivery man just came. We got a new package in the mail, so that's going to be another upcoming video. This camera is actually really great for cycling because of its small size and lightweight and different mounting options. We're going to be demonstrating all those different mounting options in today's video, but just being able to have a small compact camera like this where I can film my race videos, for example, where aerodynamics and weight are super important, just being able to have this tiny little camera not impact my performance is really great. But anyway, let's go ahead and start our field test outside. Another big upgrade they did with this camera was the battery life. So this standalone camera here can now film for up to 45 minutes. And within the case here, you can get over 170 minutes of recording time. And every time you pop it in the case like this, it automatically starts to recharge the battery of the little standalone camera. They've also added an extra microphone on the little camera. So now it has two microphones for improved audio quality. So we're gonna be testing out this new camera on our road bikes today. So testing this out from a cyclist perspective. So for our first test, I'm just gonna do a quick little walking test. I'm filming in the D-Warp profile, the standard video mode. And it is a bright, sunny day here by the beach. And right now I'm gonna be using the case so I can see myself. And it's really nice having a preview screen right above the camera so I can see exactly what I'm filming. This is what it looks like with some backlight. We got the sun directly behind me. So usually, with these action cameras, you want to film with some good lighting conditions. Right now is a little difficult because the sun's right above us in the sky, but they had a little cool music festival here last night in Da Nang, so they're starting to clean up from that right now. And beautiful day here by the beach. How's the stabilization? Let's do a quick little running test. Here's a quick look at a Vietnamese vending machine in case you're interested in that. Everything's looking really smooth and clean on the preview screen. So we're in the shade here. How's it perform in some of the lower lighting? We've got Toonshan's road bike here. Let's move over to mine. We got my road bike here. And just to show you guys, I can remove the camera. Just press the unlock button, and it's a strong magnet. This thing is not coming out unless you want it to come out. And I can just continue filming like this, and we still got the preview on the previous screen. So next we're going to try the hat and cycling cap mount, which just clips right on the edge of your hat right here. And unfortunately we don't have any cycling caps right now, but we do have a normal hat, so we're testing it out with that. So you can see it just clips on right at the end of the hat, and it's got a magnet on the one side, so make sure you put it in the right way. It'll just pop right in, and there we go. We got a really cool view profile with this, so let's test this one out. And in addition to the hat mount, they've also got this cool little magnetic necklace which goes underneath your shirt or underneath your cycling jersey. I've just got it outside for demonstration right now, and it's just magnetic like that. They made another upgrade to this as well. They have this little wedge here which helps get the angle right, because when you're cycling, you're kind of leaning forward like this, so you want the camera to be angled facing directly forward. And so here's what it looks like with the magnet under my jersey. Just put the camera where it needs to go, and here's me in riding position, so now it's facing more the direction we want to go. And one other last cool upgrade with this is this new magnetic mount feature here. And the bottom of this camera body, as well as the small camera body itself, can actually both use this system. It just pops right in place, and you can use the quick release here to remove it. So I'm gonna mount the camera body here, and this way I can preview exactly what I'm recording while I'm using the magnetic necklace mount, and also while we're using the cycling cap mount. So let's go ahead and start our ride.
Let's go.
So we're starting here with our ride, and I'm starting with the cycling cap mount. The thing I really like about this option is the camera focuses exactly where I'm turning my head. So if there's an interesting cafe to the right, I can turn and look at it and film exactly where I'm looking. Turn back, focus on the ride. The disadvantage of filming in this way though is you gotta be careful about turning your head. If you turn your head too often, it'll be too dizzy or too annoying to actually watch the video. But your neck is basically a natural camera gimbal, so you should get really smooth footage from this position as long as you're not moving your head too often. The only other way to get video like this would be to mount a full-size action camera on top of your helmet, but that can get really tiring, especially if you're on a longer ride. Although the normal action cameras aren't too heavy, you really do start to feel it when it's on your head over a long period of time. Whereas this camera only weighs 35 grams, so you really barely feel it at all. The only disadvantage would be the battery life, but I think 45 minutes is more than enough for most situations. And you can always put it back in the case to charge in between shots if you're not filming one continuous long video. But yeah, this is awesome. We got some birds flying right there in the distance, and I can turn and see the beautiful ocean right now. I wouldn't be able to do this if we're really using the chest mount or using an on-bike mount. So outside of holding the camera with your hand, this one definitely gives you the most freedom of movement and flexibility with choosing what you're filming. But I do have to say, my favorite feature of this camera is I can grab it and I can get an instant vlogging angle with the handheld position like this. So I can get myself in the shot with the ocean in the background. And because of the magnetic system, I can switch to any of the mounts. So from the cycling cap to handheld, and I can also put it on the magnetic necklace. And this basically replicates the chest mount. When filming with this mount though, I like to film with the freeform video mode. When you film in that mode, it films a much wider image, and you can control exactly where you want it to focus in post. Whenever you record with a chest mount kind of situation, the most important part is the angle. And though I can confirm what I'm filming with the preview screen, it's really hard to get the exact angle that you want, especially with the chest mount, where you're moving your position on the bike all the time and your angle is constantly changing. So filming in freeform mode allows you to control that all in post, and you can make sure you always get the perfect angle that you need. So I just grabbed the camera and popped it back in the cycling cap mount. And the other nice thing about this is I can have the camera in the filming location, and I can control all the settings with the main body that's mounted on my handlebars right now. So I just switched it from the freeform video back to the normal video mode. So for the next test, we'll be doing the handlebar mount. I put the camera back inside the camera body that was on the handlebar mount in the beginning of the video. And so this is what kind of video that you can get with a standard position like that. So I like this kind of position where it shows a little bit of my handlebars, but it's not enough to really get in the way of the video. But I will admit, when I first saw that some action cameras were starting to get flippy screens like this, I thought it was a little bit unnecessary, because when I'm cycling, I like to just turn on my camera and record and not worry about it. But it is really, really nice being able to just look down every once in a while, make sure everything is working fine, the camera's still on, it's recording, everything's in the right angle, all the lighting looks good. And with this, I have the angle facing directly up towards me, so I just look down and I can see instantly all the information that I want to see. So it's fair to say that I've been converted and now am a big fan of the flippy screen. Let's also do a quick little audio test with the default microphone. So everything from here on out will be the default microphone. We're traveling at a pretty slower speed right now, so we shouldn't have too much wind noise. So again, the really sweet thing with this camera is with the magnetic mounts, I can grab it quickly from any of them and have complete control using the handheld position or with the cycling cap mount. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to get this view with an on-bike mount, and just having the quick flexibility to be able to grab the camera and film what I want. If something interesting is happening off in the distance, we won't miss it. And this thing is crazy light. Even when I'm just holding it like handheld position, I barely even feel like I'm holding anything. Whereas if I'm holding a normal action camera like a GoPro, for example, that does start to weigh on your hand after a little bit. I remember when we first tested the Go 2 action camera from Insta360, and I was just amazed. I couldn't believe the quality of the image and the quality of the video stabilization from a camera that was so tiny. It just blew my mind at the time. And this camera does everything that camera does, even better, with longer battery life, higher video resolution. So let's do another quick little audio test. I'm using the cycling cap mount, so the camera is a lot closer to my face, a lot closer to my mouth. So hopefully the microphone will pick up some better audio right now, but it is a little windy today, so I'm curious to see how it performs with the wind. And yeah, the cycling cap mount here is really good in this kind of city setting where there's always something going on in different directions. This thing is super flexible with its mounting options. Because it is magnetic, you can literally mount it anywhere. This isn't the best example, but for example, right here, we got some metal, we can mount it right there, and we got an instant tripod. And it's really sweet how you can just instantly mount it, all the different mounting options right away. It just clicks right in and you don't need to worry about it. So that's it for our first impressions test ride using the new Go 3 action camera from Insta360. We want to say another special thank you to Insta360 for sponsoring today's video and sending over this camera for us to check out and review. We had a fun time testing out this little guy, and if you're interested in getting one for yourself, you can check out the link down below in the description. It's an affiliate link, so it helps out our channel at no extra cost to you. Before we go though, let's ask Tunshan her opinion on the new camera. What do you think?
It's so small, like my finger, same size. And I like this one. I can see my screen when I film video.
Yeah, you like the selfie screen.
Yes, I can control that.
And it's tiny and discreet, so it's good for your stalker videos.
No, what did you say?
So Tung also runs a separate YouTube channel, a walking YouTube channel, and she films a lot of walking videos, but the problem with her videos though is she always stands out and people always stare at her when she's filming her walking videos. So the good thing with this kind of camera is it's tiny.
I don't worry about that. No worry.
Yeah, so no one will stare at you when you're filming. All right guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks again for watching. Give the video a thumbs up before you go, and we'll see you next time here on Tua Cruise.
Bye.